there, fellow bookworms. It's Alyssa, and you're watching Pages in Ink. I'm doing a review today on Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This book follows a girl named Spencer who lives on a planet where they are at war with an alien species called the Krell. Because of the battle, pilots are held in high regard, and as far as jobs go, they're considered the top of the top. Her whole life, she's heard stories of heroes in battle and aspires to be like them. Therefore, her dream is to be a pilot and fight the Krell. Because her father is a disgraced pilot and considered a coward, it does get in her way, and she is known as a coward's daughter. I don't want to say too much more than that because this is a spoiler-free review. I will say that I have heard a couple complaints that I wanted to address about this book. I guess there's a lot of italics in this book, more so than other books, that can annoy people. However, for me, if you couldn't tell, I'm a very dramatic person. So I basically think in italics anyway, so I didn't even notice them until someone pointed them out to me. I don't think they're too much, and part of it is it's to differentiate between what's going on and what she's thinking, so that definitely makes sense to use the italics there. I've heard other complaints that the world building isn't as thorough as an adult Brandon Sanderson novel. However, this is a young adult sci-fi adventure. I personally wasn't expecting the kind of intricate world building that Brandon Sanderson is known for, since it is a young adult novel. And I don't mind if the first book in a series, and this is going to be either a trilogy or a series, doesn't give you as much information right away. Part of the charm of this book is figuring out what's really going on. I had two things that stood out to me that maybe bothered me just a little bit, but not enough for it to lower the rating. For me, I felt like there was about 100 pages in the middle of this book where it slowed down a bit, and I felt like it definitely focused more on character development than story development. However, it wasn't enough for me to put it down, and it didn't slow it down enough that I was bored. Another thing that could be considered problematic for some is that it's definitely a coming of age story. So it definitely focuses on Spence's character growth from the beginning to the end of this story. The only thing that kind of annoyed me about it was the overuse of the word coward. She's definitely trying to figure out what makes someone a coward and what makes someone brave. Because of that, she's thrown into a lot of different opportunities to figure out what makes someone brave and what makes someone a coward. But not everyone uses the word coward all the time, and that was the only thing that annoyed me, was how often that word was used in this book. Now I want to focus on the good points. Get the negativity out of the way, because I don't like always being negative in reviews. I don't like that. Obviously, there's some books that I'm not going to like, but I don't need to focus on the negative side. So the good parts of this story. Some of the things that I absolutely love about this book is the way that Brandon Sanderson writes his characters. Every single character had a personality that was fully flushed out, and you knew how the character was going to react before they reacted. Even these side characters that are only in it for a short period of time, you got to know. Toward the beginning of the story, there's Spencer, and there's like 10 to 12 other characters that are thrown into the story, and you think that they're gonna be mixed up and who's this, who's that, but because Brandon Sanderson knows how to write characters and knows how to write different personalities, that doesn't happen, and I really appreciated it. I found some of the side characters I liked more than the main character, and I cannot wait for them to be in the next book. As far as the story goes, this is definitely a book that I found myself reaching for. I think I read it in 2 or 3 days. When I wasn't reading it, I was thinking about it. It gives you so much, but not enough. I wanted info dumps, which I don't like in books, but I definitely wanted it in this one because I wanted so much more, and I wanted to stay in the world longer. When this book ended, I was devastated that it was over. I don't think it's a surprise to anyone watching this video that I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I think everyone should read it. I think everyone can find a character that they relate to in this book. If you've read this book or you want to read this book, please let me know in the comments below. I'm really having a hard time not spilling my guts about this book because I just want to share it with everyone, and there's no one that I know that has read this book. So if you want a spoiler review, please let me know in the comments below. If you're wanting to pick this book up, let me know. If you're reading it, tell me what your favorite parts are, what parts you like, what you don't like. Let's talk about this book because I love it. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like. If you enjoy watching me gush over books and Mr. Business hanging out with me, then please hit subscribe and that notification bell down below. And until next time, you guys have a good day. First of all, how do people just hold these books the whole freaking review? Hello. It's 510 pages of huge. Hi.